You're welcome. Thank you for watching. Today we're preparing a very delicious meal. You don't want to miss this. You really want to see this all the way till the end. By the look of it, you can already guess what this is. Look closely. That's pork right there. We're going to learn how to prepare very delicious pork. So for starters, cut it into small pieces. Pieces that are not too tiny. Remember, pork melts and has a lot of fat. Yeah, so let them not be too tiny because otherwise they'll get burnt after it has melted, and let them not be too big because that way they would take long to get ready. So try to strike that balance the best way you can. Add the chopped pieces to your saucepan, wash them, and then put them on fire. You don't have to add any water. The water the meat sucks while being washed is just enough. Cover it and let it boil. Please remember to keep checking on it just to be sure that it's boiling correctly and that it's not burning. The fire should not be too much because it could easily burn it, and then let it not be too little because you could end up boiling forever. So let it just be enough. All right, so after a while you notice that it has melted. All this while we've been checking and turning it around to ensure that it uniformly gets ready. All right, so it has properly melted but not ready yet, so keep it on fire for a bit. Check again. We're almost there, but now this time we turn down the fire a little bit, so to properly drain it of that fat. In the meantime, as we drain it of the fat, prepare our rice. We're going to have pork and rice. Very simple meal, but extremely delicious if you follow the steps correctly. So please be sure not to miss a step. Rice is pretty easy to prepare. It doesn't take too much. All you do is put it in a saucepan, add some water, and then put it on fire. The fire, however, should be mild so it doesn't burn it. It needs to be mild to keep heating it for some time to get it ready and also drain it of that water. That is pretty straightforward, so I won't dwell so much on it. Next is we need to prepare our ingredients that we're going to add to the pork. So we have green pepper, a carrot, onions, and tomatoes. Tomatoes give you the soup, then the rest give you the aroma. Yes, so go ahead and chop the tomatoes and everything else in whichever way you want. Yeah. For all these ingredients that you're chopping, there's really no need to separate them. I've seen many people separate them, put tomatoes somewhere else, onions in another dish, everything separately. There is absolutely no need for doing that. Pork doesn't have many rules. Put them all together, because in the end, they're all going to end up in the same saucepan and subsequently in the same stomach, so there's no need to separate them. Just put them all together after chopping them. We'll delve into nutritional value probably in another video. For now, let's just chop them. Green pepper is ready, and being that you're the chef, it won't hurt if you ate, some of the ingredients. Just a little, really. That's a little motivation for the chef. But please don't do it too much. Yeah? And for me, I'll do the carrot. Next, we'll pick a clove and add it to the mix. Cloves add some really delicious aroma to the mix. We turn down the fire while chopping those ingredients, and the reason for that is one could easily get distracted with the ingredients and end up burning the pork on the other side. So the best thing to do is turn it down. The other option would be while you put it on fire the first time, you start chopping the ingredients right away. So that way there will be no need to turn down the fire at this point. The ingredients would be ready, so you just proceed with the next step. Before adding those ingredients, it's important that you drain that oil. That oil is not healthy for you. Pork generates a lot of oil, so try to be sure that before you add those ingredients, that oil is out. That way you have a healthy meal. See all this? If we hadn't drained it, it was gonna go into our bodies. So put it away. All right, so it's time to add our ingredients. All right, so stir the whole thing up nicely. Let them dissolve. Let them be evenly distributed before you cover and let it cook a little more. Remember that the level at which the pork is right now is, very close to being ready for consumption. So turn down the fire. Let it not be too much, because otherwise you could end up burning it. But you also want the fire to be as little, as minimal as possible, so it drains the juice out of the ingredients that you just added, if you know what I'm saying. Meanwhile, our rice is ready. All we're waiting for is the pork. All right, so as the other ingredients boil and dissolve in the meat, in the pork, the next on our list is the next ingredient for us to add is ginger. All right, so crush it and then let it make a smooth paste. Please add that smooth paste to the mix. And then stir nicely. Next, we have garlic. Tear it apart, get the peelings off. I just chose to rub it this way, but the best way would really be boiling some water, dropping it in there, and having those peelings or covers just fall off by themselves. Crush it too, and then make another smooth paste, and then add it to the mix, just like we did for ginger. All right, so next is some curry powder. Add it to the mix and stir it, let it dissolve. I don't remember if I mentioned this, but when we added tomatoes, onions, green pepper, carrots, we added some little water to have them boil properly and then create soup. Remember, you need soup that is going to be enough for everybody that is going to have the meal. Yeah, so in order to get that, you need to add some water. So it's that water and the tomatoes and everything that have created that delicious soup that you see over there. Next, add some salt. And stir nicely. If you have chili, and everybody that is going to enjoy the meal enjoys chili, please feel free to add it also at this point. And stir. Cover it and let it boil. Please remember to continuously check on it. Don't get too distracted, because otherwise all our effort could very easily end up being wasted. So keep checking. At this point, we are almost there. And after some minutes of boiling, it won't hurt if you picked a piece just to check if it's good. I know most of you are used to that. Pick a piece and check if it's ready or not. It helps to cover it because that way it gets ready quicker. Remember, with all that heat in there enclosed, it burns better, cooks better. But now, really for purposes of this tutorial, I decided to keep it open so you see what's going on. Bang, bang, bang. There we go. We are ready, set, ready to serve. And now that the pork is ready and has been served, let me take you through how to prepare a dessert that your guests will enjoy. We'll prepare plantain. That over there is plantain. So what you do with plantain, it's really simple. Start by washing it and then peeling it. All right, so then get them and then chop them into small pieces. Great. After chopping them into small pieces, let's light our stove again. Put our frying pan on fire. Then adjust the fire to make sure that it's just enough. Doesn't have to be too much because then it could burn the plantain, and let it not be too low because otherwise you might spend the whole day cooking. Then add some cooking oil. The oil should not be too much to drown them, but again not too little, because otherwise they would stick to the surface of the pan and end up burning. Add the plantain to the frying pan. Remember, the temperature, the heat should not be too high, because otherwise they'll get burnt. Then continuously stir and then keep turning them so they don't stick to the pan and end up getting burnt. Our pan is not big enough, so we'll put in a little at a time. It's really simple when it comes to the plantain. All you need to do is just keep turning until they get ready. No ingredients, no nothing. Please ensure that you keep checking and turning them, otherwise they'll get burnt. Right, and if you think they are ready, get them off the fire. There are some that were almost getting burnt. Those, of course, will discard. And the reason for that is the heat must be a little high. So if you're preparing plantain for many people and you're going to put it on the pan multiple times, then once you have some few get burnt like that, you get to know that the heat is probably too high. So you take it down for the subsequent, subsequent rounds. All right, so with plantain, there's no magic, like I told you, no ingredients, no nothing, just you watching closely and turning to ensure that they don't get burnt. All right, so thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the tutorial, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. All right, see you on the next one.